USS Fitzgerald made port in Aomori City, Japan, so that its sailors could participate in and enjoy the renowned Nabuta Festival.
The opportunity for these young sailors to come out here and experience a culture unique to not only Japan but to the area, and to participate in the parade wearing a yukata, it's a unique lifetime experience that they will have. And when you get to, as a leader, see your sailors participate in that, any day's a good day.
We live here. I mean, we're guests of this country, and it's always an opportunity to enjoy the culture and just show them how much we appreciate it by coming out and taking part in these festivities. This is a great opportunity.
Can't believe I got myself out here. It's quite a reason to join the Navy. It shows that the U.S. and Japan, culture exchange is pretty important.
I think we share so much with the media and the Japanese people to increase our ally relationship with them, especially as we transfer our Navy, specifically our Pacific Fleet, to 60% of our naval force being in the Pacific, that our relationship is growing and stronger as we continue to move ships to Japan.
Not only did the sailors' participation bolster the U.S. and Japan relationship, it also enhanced morale in the process.
It's a good time to be able to get out of the sea and get on ground and experience some festivals. It's a good feeling.
Airman First Class Michael Kantack, Misawa Air Base, Japan. With the holidays comes packages, and possibly stress that your gifts may not arrive on time. This can be especially true if you are half a world away from where the mail is being shipped from.
Customers tend to get on edge during the holidays. We get a lot of mail coming through here. A lot of mail and not enough people to handle it.
With new systems still being ironed out, Japan-bound packages being sent from a different centralized location in the U.S., and budget cuts for hiring Japanese nationals, this year's workflow could be a little different for the post office.
It's looking like it is going to be a little harder because, one-third of the JNs and the mail has quadrupled. That's a lot.
A lot to collect, sort, and organize.
Without the Japanese nationals working with us, we wouldn't get our work done.
And we only really get the JNs until, I do believe, January.
So with the added pressures of the holidays, one of the biggest things you can do to help the post office is to make sure you are checking your mail.
We love it. It makes us happy, that people are being proactive and trying to get their mail.
I actually like the mail service, especially since they actually send me an email every now and then.
Email notifications are great for knowing when your package has arrived, but you still have to check your box every single week.
Just in case you got something.
It's in the contract that they signed to come, and have a box here. It is a privilege to have a box here at the post office. It's not a right.
One way you can show your appreciation of that privilege and maybe learn more about the post office is by volunteering.
A lot of the mail doesn't come until after Christmas. Definitely could use volunteers at that time.
We're here to deliver you your mail. That's what we want to do, and that is our mission.
The more patient you are with us, the faster we can get our job done and get your Christmas presents in on time.
So after lights come down, the leftovers eaten, and the presents unwrapped, maybe you can remember the men and women who made sure those gifts got under the tree. Airman First Class Michael Kantack, Misawa Air Base, Japan. Do your best and forget the rest. Words from Tony Horton, the creator of the famous P90X workout. Mr. Horton came to Misawa Air Base to share his energy and outlook on fitness.
Look down at your plate and wonder if your great-great-grandmother would recognize what you're eating. If she saw a Red Bull and Doritos, she'd have no idea what that is.
But he didn't just come to talk about fitness. He also came to put it in motion, and by doing so, maybe answer an age-old question.
$64,000 question is, how do you stay motivated? How do you make this part of your lifestyle? And the simple answer is this: you can survive like everybody else. You can brush your teeth and get your sleep and eat your meals and go to work, and you can be like everybody else. That's surviving on planet Earth. If you want to thrive, that means you got to work out more days than you don't.
Inspirational, very motivating. He was really good about coming around to all the participants that came today. Really encouraged them, encouraged me, to really push myself today.
We're already 30 seconds in, holding this Sphinx plank again. Lock it up.
And he pushed them so much that by the end of the hour-and-a-half workout, everyone had left a part of themselves on the gym floor.
Got put through the ringer, was like dripping sweat onto the floor, like definitely going hard. I actually feel really good now. Got the dopamine flood, starting to feel a lot better. It was totally worth it.
You're releasing something called brain-derived neurotropic factor. Google it, all right? It's proteins and molecules inside of your brain that vibrate and come together and change the way you think about life. So when you don't exercise, you don't get it. And when you do, you do. It's that simple. It's the difference between survival and thriving.
So maybe the answer to that $64,000 question is another question. Do you want to survive or thrive? Airman First Class Michael Kantack, Misawa Air Base, Japan. There is a lot of noise coming from Davy Jones' locker lately, and you wouldn't recognize the interior, or what remains of it at least.
This is just a big project for us to do for the summertime. Complete renovation. We're painting the outside, gonna spray the outside, we're putting up new drywall, new flooring, new ceiling tiles, new plywood being laid down, everything being redone.
See how that board's there? We're gonna have one run all the way down.
Last time it was renovated was about 5 or 7 years ago, so it was in due time for. It's progressed because at first the work was just going to be painting, just painting the outside, painting the inside, and then it progressed. We'd find a problem somewhere, or we'd be like, we could do a little bit more work to it, renovate it just a little bit more, investigate, make sure everything's still structurally sound with it, and doing everything by the book.
Doing everything by the book and wearing the proper safety equipment ensures these construction workers don't get accidentally hurt.
Hearing protection, always wear the hard hats, eyewear, depending on what work you might be doing. Insulation, when we're pulling the insulation out, you had to have the mask on, you had to have the blouses all the way up, sleeves all the way down, gloves on. Nobody hurt yet, so everybody's been watching each other's backs, make sure everybody's doing everything properly. Hopefully sometime in July we should be done.
Airman First Class Michael Kantack, Misawa Air Base, Japan.
Go!
Indios at Misawa from the Air Force, Navy, Army, and the Japanese Self-Defense Force participated in an exercise called Warrior Challenge. The focus of the exercise was on leadership and teamwork.
To be better as a leader and to work better as a team is to kind of step outside of your own bubble.
It's working as one team for this.
It's different than your normal day-to-day activities, and therefore it helps to ingrain the lessons learned a lot better. They learn under pressure, under stress from the instructors.
Build it over here!
And they learn to build and manage your teams better.
The teams had worked together to complete many challenges. For example, building a sand barrier. But there was another sort of barrier that they didn't build, but instead had to find a way around.
So tired, but happy. I don't think the language barrier hurt them. It is a barrier, definitely, but it's something they can work through, and through various means they were able to, and it's part of the challenge.
大事なのはやっぱり言葉と言葉をしっかり言いたいことを伝えるということですね。
The language barrier wasn't that bad. Just by gestures and showing them what we need to do, communication was pretty good.
Communication that was integral to completing the challenges. Challenges that were not necessarily hard, but impossible alone.
The hardest challenge is just coming together, making sure everyone's taken care of, making sure people's strengths are utilized, making sure people's weaknesses are compensated for by the team, and making sure that team success is the final goal.
We learned a lot. We learned to work as a team, and we learned how everyone has different personalities, but that they can still come together.
普段だと全く経験できないようなことが今回一緒に米空軍の方と一緒にできたので、こういう機会を大切にしたいですね。まずこう触れ合う機会、日米が触れ合うことが少ないので、今回このような教育に参加できたことはとても嬉しく思いますね。また機会があればぜひ参加したいと思っています。
a really great opportunity for our NCOs to get to network with their sister services, with their jazz staff counterparts, make those connections and friendships, and to, again, build their leadership skills, their team building skills, and make them a stronger force for the future.
There is a future possibility that Warrior Challenge could become a bigger event and include more people. Airman First Class Michael Kantack, Misawa Air Base, Japan.
Hey, good job, everybody. Good job. All right. Good job. Yeah. Let's get our
Differences can have the biggest consequences. Did you know that Japanese law doesn't require drivers off base to stop for school buses? Be mindful of your surroundings when driving on and off base, and always remember the little differences.
Yeah.